Hey guys, Amber Lewis here with The Good Kitchen, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of my favorite items to use in the kitchen, and actually these are non-negotiables for me. So these are things that I use pretty much every time I'm in the kitchen cooking. So first of all, let's talk about pots and pans. Two that I really like to have available in the kitchen are my Le Creuset. And the size of this one is really important. I like to have a big pan. It's great for sauteing. It's great for searing stuff and then being able to finish it in the oven. And so it's just a really versatile pan that I like to have. And I actually use this pan probably every single time I cook. So you can see it's a nice size. The Le Creuset is very heavy. They have the ceramic coating, so it's a nice non-stick. And the great thing about these, you don't have to heat them on high. It actually can hurt the pan, and you can get burnt places on the bottom of it if you heat it too high. So it's a really nice pan to have on like low to medium heat and allow it time to heat up so then you can sear and that sort of thing. But the ceramic coating is great because you don't have to have like that chemical nonstick coating that so many pans have. Another pan that I really love to have in the kitchen, I've got a couple of different versions of these, are the cast iron skillets. And you can get these in this shape, a little bit bigger. They've got some nice flat ones now. They've got grill pans, so you can actually mimic the grill marks on a piece of protein on your stovetop if you don't have access to a grill. And you can cure these in the oven with lard or coconut oil on your lowest setting on your oven, and then they become really nice and non-stick. Now, even when they are cured though, if you heat them up too hot, again, you're gonna have the same issue that you have with the Le Creuset ceramic coating, is that you can cause, and I've actually done that a little bit, I overcook some eggs in the bottom of the pan, and so I actually need to scour this and re-cure this cast iron skillet. But if you are, one of the things I remember is my grandmother had these, and I would really would like to have her cast iron skillets because I would imagine that they are cured very nicely with some lard. All right, so the next thing is an Instant Pot, and I was actually a late bloomer in getting an Instant Pot. I was like, I've got my crock pot. I don't really want to pressure cook anything, no big deal. Well, I found them on Amazon on sale one year, and so it was low barrier to entry for me, and grabbed one of these on sale, and I am so glad I did. I would actually pay full price for one now if I didn't have it, knowing what I know. These things are amazing for last minute cooking, just in general. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to cook, but they're amazing. They cut one pot meals in to a quarter of the time that you would use a crock pot. You don't have to cook things overnight, and there's tons of recipes that you can find out there, and so it's a really nice way to have a quick dinner with stuff that may take a long time to prepare. So the Instant Pot, love it. And if you're a rice person, it doubles as a rice cooker. But it does all kinds of great things, and it even can be a slow cooker if you want to cook something, low and slow. So last but not least, one of the most important items is a good knife. And along with a good knife, I also like to have a really nice sturdy cutting board. And so you can see here, I've actually got one that sits up on legs, has a nice thick base to it. And I don't know, there's just something about this cutting board that I absolutely love. And even when the legs have like messed up, I've fixed them because I just adore this cutting board. It's nice and sturdy and just keeps everything level for me to cut. So I've got 4 different knives here, as you can see. This was actually my favorite knife for a long time, and I would cut everything from garlic to proteins with it. It's a nice weighted knife. And when we're talking about knives, just making sure that you always have your knives sharpened on a regular basis, because a dull knife is actually more dangerous than a sharp knife. And you can really get some dents in your fingernails. I actually have one right now because I need to get my knife sharpened. But like I said, for a long time, this was one of my favorite knives. It has a nice weight to it, and it just cuts things really nicely. Another really nice size of knife to have, and this one's also very versatile because you can really get into, trimming proteins and stuff like that because it has the sharp edge. And this knife stays sharp really well. Some knives, will dull pretty quickly, but I really like this. And both of the knives that I just showed you are the Shun knives. And, but my favorite knives now are these. So this is an Almar, and my dad's actually an antique knife collector for pocket knives, and he got me these at a knife show, and I absolutely love, this is now my favorite knife. It's super light, and it's one piece. It stays super sharp, and I don't have to sharpen these as often as I do my other knives, and it's so nice because I'm a small statured person, and so I have teeny tiny hands, and some of the chef knives like the Shuns are actually too heavy for me, and so my wrist starts to get sore if I'm chopping too much. And so that's what I really like about these. They're super lightweight, and they stay super sharp. And then this is another Almar, and this is just a smaller paring knife. So if you're cutting something small, but I actually don't use little knives that much. I prefer like a larger knife. Just personal preference. So yeah, if I had to say one of these knives is my favorite, it would be this guy right here. And I just absolutely adore it. So glad my dad's a pocket knife collector, and so I was able to get this amazing knife. So that's about it. These are the things that I use on a regular basis, and if you don't have some of these in your kitchen, I highly recommend them. And thank you so much for listening.